I don't have the grid order. I will get it and I'll just go through the grid order because we had a interesting sprint race. So the results for the race was Quick Killer on pole, Chip Schema P2, Vintage P3, Easy P4, Captain Hinkle P5, Deadly Mosquito P6, Mitsha P7, Indic P8, and Pradeep P9. Sid Venkatesh rounding out our top 10. So I think we only have points for the top 3 in the sprint race, and we are currently having 15 drivers in the racing with us today, not 20. Sadly, we don't have a full grid. We are still waiting for players. The main race should be starting in 30 seconds. The interesting thing is everyone has free tire choice right now. So it would be very nice to see what strategies play out. I am not sure. People are leaving the session. Let's hope it's not a restart or anything of such sort. This game has been a bit buggy for the past few days. Okay, so yes, on to the formation lap. I think yes, I have control finally. I can't show telemetry, my bad. Okay, so tires. The top two deciding on the mediums. Vintage player deciding on the softs. He did get disconnected, so I am not sure if that was because of the disconnection that he was not able to select his tires. Meanwhile, easy level starting on mediums. Captain Hinkle on the softs. That's a bold choice. Deadly Mosquito and Smitshaw on the mid. Oh my god, Quick Killer spun right out of the bat. That is not a good start for him. Let's hope that does not happen on the restart. Anyway, I think the soft runners are gonna have a huge advantage since the start-finish straight is a very long straight. So if someone with the softs can have a rocket start, then they can probably, challenge for P1. It's anyone's race at this point. Mexico is a very tricky track. It's very easy to lose traction here and there, just like we saw our dear Quick Killer doing that right now. And I would say the S's are also a very difficult section to nail because it's very easy to get warnings and 3-second penalties. So it should be a battle of whoever can keep their car on track and not get penalties. Meanwhile, I think Haza and Kalyan had DNF'd in the sprint race, which is why they'll be starting last. We are just coming into the third sector with Chip Schema. No, I think that's an Alfa Romeo. Quick Killer is now ahead of everyone else. Alfa Romeo is way far back. I apologize for that. As the grid just settles in, can't wait for the race. The weather looks a bit cloudy. It would be interesting to see if it rains. I am not sure what the rain percentage in Mexico is, but it should definitely be interesting. Let us see. If anyone in chat has any idea and they could tell me if it's going to rain or not, that would be pretty helpful. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking about the rain that will never come. So 36 laps, that's a lot of laps. Let's see. I'm trying to get a good angle. Yes, 4 5 lights and I'm not sure. Away we go. Yes, finally. No glitches. Okay, I think Quick Killer had a good start. He's trying to cover off the Merc. Chip Schema is right behind Quick Killer. Chip Schema has a very good chance to overtake Quick Killer on the outside. And I see two Haas's right up front. The Red Bull has lost a lot of positions, but Quick Killer retains the lead. Oh, I see an Alpine just rushing through, cutting that corner, and Quick Killer retains the lead. He goes slightly wide, but he still is leading. Chip Schema putting on a good battle. And that was Sid Venkatesh who did not manage to make the first corner and just hit the wall. I hope no one has sidepod damage from that. Meanwhile, it was a rocket start for Captain Hinkle on the softs. He's P3. Chip Schema and Quick Killer just ways ahead. Oh, Vintage Player just overtook Captain Hinkle. I'll just get to that. It seems like an interesting battle right now. I am... Okay, no, I don't know what happened to Captain Hinkle. I'm sure he must have... Oh, he's going wide again. I think he has some kind of damage from maybe Sid Venkatesh. I don't know. And Vintage Player P3, Delhi Mosquito P4, Smitsha P5. From P7 to P5, I think that's a good start for Smitsha. My bad. So the predicted strategy is soft, mediums. It should be interesting to see who can pull off medium to softs, and Smitsha pulling a beautiful move in the third sector. I think it's very vital for Smith Shah to push and catch up to Vintage Player. I understand that Vintage Player is on the softs, but that increasing gap is not good. 2 seconds is quite a lot on the first lap. I see Captain Hinkle pitting. I'm not sure. I think we'll see right here what kind of damage he had. Meanwhile, easy level bot being overtaken by Kalyan on the outside. Flake battling. Oh, Easy just comes back on and has contact with Kalyan. Meanwhile, Flake gets the position on Deadly Mosquito. I think the battle's still going on. I can't really say. It should be closed going into this corner. And they touch. Deadly Mosquito does retain the lead. I see Sid Venkatesh pitting. Captain Hinkle pitted for the softs. Sid Venkatesh pitting for the hards, trying to go long since he's pretty far behind. It should be interesting to see. The gap between Smith Shah and Vintage is coming down. That's not good news for Vintage. Meanwhile, it's quite a disadvantage for Vintage to be stuck behind Quick Killer and Chip Schema at this point. Quick Killer just seeming to have that edge over Chips, having almost a 1 second lead. Oh, a yellow flag. That's Pradeep, I think. I don't know what happened to him. I think he must have spun. He dropped quite a lot of places. I see Flake. Oh, Flake has contact with the rear of Deadly Mosquito. That's not good for his front wing, and that's not good for the rear diffuser of Deadly Mosquito. We all know that this game is a bit sensitive with damage, and DRS has been enabled. It should be pretty interesting what happens here, because there's a 4-car lane here. Meanwhile, Flake trying to go around the inside. And will he make it? He breaks right on the mark, and meanwhile Easy Level Bot following this. I think Flake has made the move. Deadly Mosquito just cutting it close to the corner. I think this is the best angle to see, because Easy is gonna have a chance on Deadly Mosquito. Will he late break? And he does lock up a bit on his rear left, but he tries to... I think that's very close. It's good racing, but there was no chance. Meanwhile, Flake has a 4-second gap from Smith Shah. That just tells you that the top 4 are just on a different pace. And that's Indic Gamer spinning. Indic Gamer had contact with Haza, I think. 3-second penalty for Haza for multiple warnings. That's not a good start. That's not what Haza would want to see on the 3rd lap. Meanwhile, the Alfa Romeos keeping close, keeping intact. I think the grid is, dividing into like small pieces. It's like 2 or 4 cars together. The top 4 are in one bunch. P5 to P8 is in one bunch, P9, P10 together, and then, the rest are just a bit away from each other. Meanwhile, Kalyan almost having a moment coming out of the last corner. I think Easy has the DRS he needs, but is it enough? Is the straight long enough? It should be interesting to see. Yes, I think the straight is long enough. Easy making a comfortable move. No, actually, Deadly Mosquito does break late and keeps the position. Meanwhile, Kalyan pushing in, and I think Easy should have the position right now with the DRS advantage. Deadly Mosquito really must be dumping his ERS to keep in charge. Meanwhile, Flake is creating a gap over Easy. He is on the softs, so I think the undercut range should be 3 seconds. So if Flake wants to undercut or overcut, he needs to be within 3 seconds of the car in front or behind. Meanwhile, the top 4, Smith Shah has a good opportunity to make a move on Vintage Player. I am not sure how long the softs are supposed to last, since everyone has fresh tires. I would assume that Vintage Player can at least pull the softs till like lap 8, lap 9. I am not sure, but Smith Shah really seems to have the pace, since he was extremely close entering the 3rd sector but lost time in the 3rd sector. Meanwhile, Vintage is also close to Quick Killer. Quick Killer is out of no, he is still barely in DRS range of Chip Schema. I am sorry, I must have missed when the leads switched. The Alpines are definitely not having a good race. Kalyan in P8 on the softs. He has all the mediums runners in front of him. Meanwhile, Sid Venkatesh on the hards behind. He desperately needs a safety car. The Williams of Pradeep is also on softs, which is pretty far back. I don't see much action happening right around here. Meanwhile, Abhi really close to Abdul. Oh, Kalyan and Deadly having a battle. I'm really sorry. And Kalyan just went off track and kept the position. I don't know how legal that is towards. You might want to have a look at that. But he does retain the position. Deadly must really be trying to push to get ahead of that soft runner. Meanwhile, Kalyan gets a 3-second penalty. Even Flake gets a 3-second penalty. All of this is, oh, Kalyan, that is not how you take that corner. Definitely not. I think these 3-second penalties are gonna bite these people back as soon as. Oh, even Smith Shah with a 3-second. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Oh, Smith Shah spun. He thankfully has no damage, but a spin on those mediums is not good news for him. He had a 5-second buffer to Flake, but now it's 0. And he has to drive slow. He's lost so many positions. He's P7 at this point. He might just be P8. We don't know. This is good news for Vintage. He's not being pressured at all by anyone now. It's all on him to pressure Quick Killer and Chip Schema to try and get the lead. Meanwhile, Smith Shah overtakes Kalyan. Kalyan trying to push back. Smith Shah gets the DRS. I think the DRS line for the first zone and the second zone is the same, which is why Smith Shah got the DRS. And Abdul is quite close to Kalyan. I'm not sure what happened to Abhi back there. He was right behind Abdul and he's dropped quite far back. But it is a chain. It is a DRS chain almost. But Flake has pulled ahead. Meanwhile, Easy is pushing and pulling ahead. It's not good news for Smith as it stands, because Kalyan is right behind him. He needs to cover quite a distance. His tires must be screaming at him to slow down. Especially through the S's, I think the tires heat quite a lot. Abhi might make overtake on Haza. No, he does not. That was close. He might have a very good chance on the main straight if he can pull a good exit through the last corner. Meanwhile, Haza might have a good chance on Deadly Mosquito as well, since Deadly Mosquito is out of DRS range. Oh, he's back. Is he getting DRS? I am not sure. He's just in the DRS range. Yes, no, he isn't. He should get eaten up right here. DRS is really strong since oh, Chipski. Meanwhile, Vintage just oh my god, I'm really sorry, I missed the lead. Quick Killer has dropped back up to 4 seconds. I'm really missing the shots. I think I should focus on the leaders. Vintage is leading. I am very surprised. I think something must have happened between Vintage and Quick Killer. Quick Killer must be fuming right now. Kalyan with another 3-second. Abhi being overtaken by Deadly Mosquito. I think I should stay with the lead for a bit. I don't really see anything happening behind. Oh, and Chips overtaking Vintage. They're having a very good and clean battle. Chips is ahead going into the third sector. And Kalyan Verma has retired through the S's. But I can't leave this battle. Vintage is gonna... Oh, it's a safety car. It's perfect for Vintage. Is Vintage pitting? Is Vintage pitting? That's the question. Chip Schema has pit. Vintage has pit. Will Quick Killer pit? Quick Killer has pit. Flake is not pitting. Flake is pitting. Easy Level is staying out. So is Smith Shah. Abdul Samad pits. Haza pits. Deadly Mosquito stays out. Okay, so Quick Killer is still in the pits. He had wing damage. Something very serious must have happened. Chip Schema coming out ahead of Vintage. Quick Killer. I think Quick Killer must be happy with his position since he did not lose a lot of positions. It was good for him to have a safety car at this point with wing damage. The best news is for Sid Venkatesh. His teammate crashed out for him and brought a safety car. Maybe it was team orders, maybe not. But Sid Venkatesh is back in the race. Meanwhile, Easy Level Bot, Smith Shah and Deadly Mosquito on 7-lap all mediums leading. Look at that Mercedes safety car. That looks good. Anyway, we've seen that for a whole year right now at this point, but never ceases to amaze me. I think it's really good news for Vintage. I am confused why Vintage chose to go on softs again. It's clearly a two-stopper for both Vintage and Chip Schema, since Chip Schema was on the mediums, went on the mediums, Vintage was on the softs, went on the softs. It's a very different kind of two-stopper from both the, front row people. Since Chip Schema is going for a medium softs, I'm assuming, and Vintage is going for a soft medium. I think Quick Killer meanwhile is going for the medium softs as well. Vintage being the auto one out. He should have the most space though. And it should be easier for him to warm up his tires, but Abdul and Flake on the softs as well should be able to make a few moves. Abhi also should be able to make a few moves. At this point, I think everyone except the top three are on fresh tires. Only time will tell if it was the right decision for easy level Smitsha and Deadly to not pit. Vintage meanwhile has left the session. This is not good news for our P2, net P2. I am not sure. I really hope the issue he has sorts itself out. I think the safety car should be in within a lap or two, since you know the bottom three are quite far behind. Vintage player is back. Thankfully, Vintage player is back. That's a good camera angle, honestly. I haven't seen that camera angle in a long while. I think it's been a long time since I've commentated, and this looks good. Anyway, you can't ever forget how good F1 cars look. And you know, regardless of all the errors and bugs that Codemasters have, you really do have to appreciate the car models of these cars. I am very excited to see, you know, the F1 2022 car models with, you know, the no side pods for Mercedes and the Ferrari deep side pods and everything, and you know, the Aston Martin copying Red Bull. But let's see, should be interesting. Meanwhile, Indic Gamer has joined back. He has been AI since I think the first lap. It's good that he was able to join back, since he'll be able to compete in the majority of the race at this point. Sid Venkatesh is the only one left to catch up. The safety car will go on for another lap. It should come in at the end of lap 10, I think, considering how close easy level is still. I think it's good news for the top three. They can extend their tire life, and it's good for them as they'll not be overtaken for a lap more. They must be praising Sid Venkatesh has already caught up. Sadly, not having the safety car in this lap. Everyone getting that one lap used tires. Meanwhile, let's look at the positions gained on lost. Penalties. Chips got oh my god, Chips got a 5-second. He must have gotten that while pitting. Damn it. Smitsha gaining the most positions with 5. Easy level and Deadly at par for 3. Abdul, Flake and Haza have also gained 5 positions. I think the most positions lost is Captain Hinkle with 7 positions lost. That's a lot. Let's hope he can gain that back. Stops, the top 3 are yet to make a stop. The bottom 3 have made 2 stops already. And Sid Venkatesh with that 6 seconds, he's not having a good race. Let's see. Entering the second sector, I hope for the safety car to come in quick. But it's going to take as long as it's going to take. I am sure the drivers must be complaining that the safety car isn't going fast enough. Yeah, let's see. Yes, so let's see. Safety car in this lap. Easy level bot backing off. Everyone weaving to get their tires warm. You can just see how all the medium runners are desperate to get their tires warm. I think the top 3 should not weave that much, since they'll only, you know, get more and more tire wear. It should be interesting to see the safety car restart, because it is really important for easy level bot, Deadly Mosquito and Smitsha to get a good restart, because Chip Schema and Vintage Player are just gonna eat them up. I'm not sure what the tire delta is, honestly. And easy level bot goes. He has a good start, but Smitsha definitely not having a good start. I'm really sorry. Deadly Mosquito having a good start. Meanwhile, behind Chip Schema and Vintage battling for that net P1. Vintage, obviously with the soft tires, has more grip, goes around the inside and has the position. The gap between Smitsha and Deadly Mosquito is not a lot, but easy level bot pulling such a perfect safety car restart. He is almost a second ahead of Smitsha. Smitsha really needs to, you know, tighten his grip around this track. He's losing a lot of positions. Meanwhile, Indic. Oh, there's a yellow flag already. No, Smith Shah. As soon as I say that, Smith Shah spun. That's not good news for him. That's good news for Vintage Player who is just unleashed on the softs. But it's also amazing news for Easy Level Bot since he's a second ahead of anyone else. Meanwhile, Chip Schema has dropped back a second from Vintage Player. This is not good. With his 5 seconds, he needs to push as much as he can because those mediums are not going to last till the end and he has to make that mandatory pit stop. Quick Killer being so jumpy, pushing behind Chip Schema. Meanwhile, Abdul Samad in P5. I'm really happy to see this guy in P5. Let's see. Sid Venkatesh maintaining his P14, not making up any positions. Not a good race for him. Smith Shah is. I don't think Smith Shah has any damage, but he is spinning quite a lot. His tires must be really hot. Indie Gamer pitting. I am not sure if that's him or his AI. Vintage Player already caught up to the back of Easy Level Bot. That just tells you how good the fresh softs are as compared to Worn mediums. Meanwhile, Chip Schema is also in the DRS range of Vintage Player. Mind you, DRS will be activated within 1 or 2 laps. I think Smith Shah pitting, the bottom 4 pitting actually. That's surprising. These people must really want another safety car because if there is not another safety car, there is no way they're catching to the top 10 because Smith Shah is 24 seconds ahead behind the. Oh, wait. Haza is dead. I am trying to see what happened to him. Yes, I can see his car right there. Haza just lost it in the S's and it's another safety car. I am confused. Is this just the good luck of Smith Shah, Indie Gamer, Captain Hinkle and Sid Venkatesh? Or is this good luck of Easy Level Bot? Because Easy Level Bot is saved. He was definitely gonna get overtaken as soon as DRS, or even if DRS wasn't turned on. And now he has the perfect opportunity to just pit and come out with fresh tires. Fresher tire as compared to, everyone else. Smith Shah somehow just keeps in the game. Somehow Sid Venkatesh also keeps in the game. It should be an interesting race towards the end. Also, looking at the weather, sadly, it's not gonna rain. Sucks. Should have rained. Would have been fun to see some battles in the rain. But I guess this also suffices. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for my English. I think I'm a bit sleepy right now. Safety car. Yes. Let's see. Abdul Samad in P4, Abhi in P5. It seems to be like a good race for the Alfa Romeo pair. Meanwhile, Vintage must be searching. Oh, Chip Schema and Quick Killer are on full lap all mediums. Easy Level Bot has dropped quite significantly. P7 from P1. I don't know whether he's happy about it or not. Traffic can be an issue with the DRS trains forming and everything. I guess only time will tell. Vintage Player was disconnected. I'm not sure what's happening with this guy. I don't know when he's racing. I don't know when he's disconnected. Whatever it is, I think the AI level of the lobby has been set to like 40 or something. So his AI should not be faster than the field. But yet again, it's not fair to other drivers. Let's see. I think I'll leave the decision up to the stewards. Safety car should be in by the end of lap 14, considering how fast the cars are catching up. Easy Level Bot just going off track. I am not sure how he did not get a warning for that, but okay, let's not discuss that. I don't think anything interesting is gonna happen under safety car. I hope no one spins under safety car. That would be pretty embarrassing. It's surprising to see Captain Hinkle on fresh hards. I think he's used all his tires, which is definitely not a good thing. I'm trying to, yeah. Captain Hinkle has made 3 stops. So has Sid Venkatesh, who makes another stop. He's prolonging the safety car. I don't think the front runners would be happy with this. They are really itching to make overtakes. Mediums. Interesting choice. We have 22 laps left, out of which 1 more lap is going to be under safety car. So let's see. Let's see how what Sid Venkatesh can do. Let's see if he can pull those tires to the end. Let's see if Flake, Deadly Mosquito and Easy Level Bot. Actually, the softs definitely aren't gonna last that long, but the mediums just might if you prolong them enough. But they would also, get slowed down a lot. Let's see. We're only waiting for Sid Venkatesh to catch up. He will definitely not catch up before the third sector starts, but this game can be a bit weird about how it calls in safety cars. Let's see what happens. Sid Venkatesh, I know that you listen to the stream while racing. If you are listening to the stream, I would suggest please push up. We don't want more laps under safety car. We want more green flag racing, and we're waiting for you. Anyway, is it just me or do we all miss, the white livery that Red Bull had, the special livery? The game is already coming to the end of its cycle. Codemasters should have made it a permanent thing. They should have also brought the McLaren Gulf livery, but one can only dream. Anyway, there's a lot to see, there's a lot to happen yet. There's a lot left. We aren't even 50% into the race. It should be interesting to see what happens. Our leader, Vintage Player, is still in the lobby. He is connected. That is good news. Let's see. We only give points to the top 10. So as of now, 3 people will not be receiving points. But, a lot of penalties up and down the grid. You never know what will happen. Chips, meanwhile, not happy with his 5 second. I think you can serve your 5 second under a safety car period. I am not sure why he would not choose to do that. I think that is because of his strategy. But, whenever he next comes in for a stop, that 5 second is gonna cost him a position or 2. Safety car should come in this lap. We should get the icon as we finish these S's and enter the third sector. I hope safety car is in this lap since Sid Venkatesh has caught up. Let's see. Safety car in this lap as soon as the safety car touched the third sector start. Vintage Player backing off, not weaving too much. He would have hotter tires as compared to the grid because softs always heat faster than mediums, but he would also have more tire wear. Let us see. He's backing up quite considerably. I am not sure what he's trying to do. Will he just push out of the... Oh, I see a position exchange between Pradeep and Abhi. I hope that's nothing illegal. Meanwhile, Quick Killer and Chips, not doing a Verstappen, but still staying close enough. Flake and Easy Level exchanging positions. Oh, and Vintage is through. Chips almost has a moment, but he gets a good start. He's right behind Vintage. I think this is a good view to see if Chips will be able to overtake Vintage. Is the straight long enough? Oh, Captain Hinkle crashes out. Easy Level got oh my god, there's so much happening, but I can't leave this battle. Is Chips gonna break late and get this mover on the outside? He is not. He chooses not to. Vintage Player obviously has superior grip, but Chips does not have quite a good line through that. Vintage gets a half-second lead. Meanwhile, Quick Killer can't keep up with the top 2. It is a half-a-second gap. Abhi is far behind. Abdul Samad is still in it. Abdul Samad is challenging for the podium positions. That's always good to see, a new podium sitter. I am not sure what happened between Easy Level Bot, Sid Venkatesh and Captain Hinkle. Something must have happened. But Easy Level Bot here goes around the outside through the S's. Side by side through the S's is pretty brave. Pradeep chooses to back off. I think that's a very wise move. Meanwhile, Chip Schema is almost a second behind Vintage Player. He must not be happy on those mediums. The softs obviously having a superior grip and the softs having run under 2 safety car periods would obviously, be happier. Meanwhile, I don't think it's a good race for Easy. Abdul with the 3 second. Damn it, Abdul. Easy has a 5 second. Chips has a 5 second. Sid and actually, okay, only Sid, I'm really sorry, only Sid has a 6 second. Vintage enjoying a comfortable lead of 1.1 seconds. He is not even in threat when DRS is enabled, but chip schema is definitely under threat as soon as DRS is enabled. I think Abdul is doing a commendable job keeping up with the top two. Actually, the top three. Since Vintage continues to pull almost a 1.5 second lead. Meanwhile, Chips also increasing his gap back behind with Quick Killer. Abdul just keeping it stagnant at 0.8 to 0.9 seconds. Let's hope he can stay in the DRS zone. Meanwhile, his teammate Abhi is under attack from Easy Level Bot. I don't think there's gonna be any team orders to give Abhi any DRS because there is a 1.5 second gaps, and Easy Level Bot is on superior tires. Deadly Mosquito with a 3 second. He is certainly not having a good race from being in the top 3 now being in the bottom 3. Abhi proving to be a wall in the path of Easy Level Bot, who is clearly faster but is not able to overtake. DRS has been enabled, but Chip Schema is sadly out of the DRS range. Abdul Samad as well out of DRS range for Quick Killer. Quick Killer is the only one who is having the DRS in the top 5. Easy Level Bot should get DRS on the second straight. Since DRS is just activated, we'll get it on the second straight. Easy Level Bot nice and close, nice and clean, right behind Abhi. He gets a good exit, a very good exit. And a yellow flag sector 1, that's Flake who spun. And Sid Venkatesh making yet another pit stop. I am not sure what's happening there. Maybe his car is being controlled by AI, and apparently Easy Level Bot did not have a good enough run to overtake Abhi. Is he gonna try to overtake Abhi within the S's? That should be an interesting overtake. And just to mention, the gap from 1.5 seconds has come down to 1.2 seconds and 1.1 seconds between Vintage player and Chip Schema. Oh, it's under a second. Chips Vintage must have had a very shit S. This is not good news. This is definitely not good news. Vintage wants to be at least 3 seconds ahead of Chip Schema in order to pit in a safe position, because both of them are, even though they are on different strategies, they both have to make one more pit stop. The top 5 have to make one more pit stop as it stands. Vintage, no, Vintage has left the session, and Chip Schema, obviously faster than a level 40 AI, overtakes Vintage player. Indie Gamer has left the session as well. Quick Killer also looking at a very easy overtake on Vintage player with DRS wide open. Vintage, I'm very hurt for Vintage because he was having a good race. He was leading by a huge margin, and now it's all just crumbling down. Meanwhile, Easy Level Bot got past Abhi. He is now gonna attack Abdul Samad. If Abhi can just keep behind Easy Level Bot, it'll be good for his teammate as well. He needs to pressure Easy Level Bot so that Easy Level Bot does not pressure Abdul Samad too much. Meanwhile, Quick Killer within a second. Almost a second. Vintage is back. Let's see what he can do. Let's hope he can do something. Quick Killer will have a chance on Chip Schema with DRS enabled. Let us see. Flake with a 3 second time penalty. Chip Schema gets a good run out of the final corner. I don't think Quick Killer is fast enough. He did not get a good enough exit, even though he has DRS. He is not gonna make it. Chip Schema just has that comfortable lead. But there is gonna be another DRS zone, and Quick Killer is within half a second. If he pulls this corner to perfection, he might just have a chance to overtake Chip Schema. I have to say, regardless of everything that has happened, the top 2, maybe even the top 3 have been extremely consistent. Everyone else has made mistakes except for the speeding in the pit lane for Chip Schema. He has been extremely clean and extremely consistent, and if only Vintage did not have those disconnects, he would also be fighting for the top 3 positions. Top 2 positions, I apologize. He is on the podium as of now. Quick Killer just not fast enough, and I see a guy. Oh, that's Smith Shah, one of the fastest guys. He indeed did get the fastest lap in the sprint race, and I think he is also. Oh my God! Smith Shah just lost his wing again. He lost traction, and that's very disappointing. Smith Shah, that was definitely caught in 4K. Um, he must not be happy with himself, losing his wing like that. Let's not forget Quick Killer, who is pressurizing Chip Schema but is still not fast enough to be able to overtake Chip Schema even with the help of DRS. I think the important thing for Quick Killer and Chip Schema at this point is to stay ahead of the soft runners, far ahead enough so that when they make a pit stop they can't be overcut or undercut. The gap from the leader is 3.7 seconds for Vintage and 4.6 seconds for Easy. I think it's quite a comfortable gap. Chip Schema at this point will be P4 and he would not be happy with P4. He should be serving his 5 second though as soon as he comes into the pit. Smith Shah had to pit for a new wing and for a new set of tires. Abhi is also on a fresh set of tires. I think it has been a race to forget for Sid Venkatesh and Smith Shah. Abhi was right behind his teammate but has dropped back quite far. Meanwhile, URL Pradeep is gaining. Let us see. Interval fastest lap is with Vintage Player, a 116 flat. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but that's just seconds faster than everyone else. That's just a quali lap. Oh, Pradeep, that was a close contact with the wall, but Vintage Player has just set a quali level lap, but he has sadly been overtaken by Easy Level Bot. I don't know if it's his AI or if it's him. I just feel bad for him. Meanwhile, Easy Level Bot just charging up the field, making a comeback. Let us see if the positions changed. Easy Level Bot has net gained only 1 position. Abdul Samad has gained 7 positions. That's amazing. Smith Shah has lost 5 positions. That's sad to see, I guess. Flake has gained 5 positions. Deadly Mosquito, the only one with no positions gained or lost. I guess that's quite interesting. But he continues to get 3 seconds. Deadly Mosquito with a whopping 9-second penalty. I don't think that's gonna get removed. Smith Shah and Sid Venkatesh just vibing, I guess, with 6-second penalties in P12 and P11. They will be the only ones not getting points at this rate. Meanwhile, Quick Killer just can't get past Chip Schema and Easy Level Bot continues to gain. Easy Level Bot should be losing his... Oh, Vintage Player pits. I think that tells us that 13 laps is the sweet window for softs. Vintage Player did slow down, I think, after lap 11. Easy Level Bot, by that logic, should be slowing that in 2 laps, but he seems to have blistering pace. Quick Killer gets close enough, but just not enough. He just needs that slight edge, which he can't get. Abdul Samad pits along with Vintage Player, comes out P9, right ahead of his teammate. Is he though? Yeah, he is ahead of his teammate, comfortably ahead actually. Meanwhile, it's now up to Vintage Player to, one, stay in the lobby, to just charge up the field to get that podium position that he very well deserves. Let's see. I would say Chip Schema and Quick Killer have been in a league of their own, 3 seconds ahead of the field, almost 3 seconds. Easy Level Bot is the only one. Easy Level Bot and Vintage Player are the only 2 drivers on the grid that have been able to rival the race pace of Chip Schema and Quick Killer. But, what can we say? Let us see where the race takes us. We have 13 laps left and we also have a lot of penalties around the grid. I can't really say what's gonna happen. Let's see. Meanwhile, not to miss, Quick Killer so close again. Does Quick Killer have a chance? Oh, Quick Killer has a moment. That was close. That was really close. If only Quick Killer did not have that moment, he would have definitely gotten Chip Schema. Meanwhile, Easy Level Bot inching just that few tenths closer. I don't know if it's the nerves getting to Quick Killer, if it's the pressure getting to Quick Killer, because Chip Schema is not making any mistake at all. Sid Venkatesh into the points. I'm so happy to see that. That was only because Flake pit. And Flake will be overtaken by Smith Shah as well. Flake is now last, sadly. Abdul Saman, meanwhile, 7 seconds off Vintage Player. Even though he pitted with Vintage Player, he was close to Vintage Player, he has lost quite a lot. I think it's a really close race. It's a close race for certain positions. Like, I think it's a close race for P1. Easy level bot pitting. Where will he come out? Easy level bot does have a comfortable gap behind, but I think he is gonna come out right behind Indic Gamer. Actually, no, he's gonna come out right in front of Indic Gamer, if I may correct myself. Is he? It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. I see Indic coming right ahead, and I don't see Easy coming out. Oh my God! Easy level bot has been overtaken by Vintage Player, and Vintage Player has overtaken Indic Gamer. Quick Killer tries to make another move on for the lead, and Flake has retired. I'm really sorry. I am being like the race directors in Monaco. I should focus on the lead. As soon as I look away, the leads exchange. I can't really do anything about that. But yeah, Easy Level Bot is behind Indic Gamer and Vintage Player. He definitely will not be happy with that. Traffic is not good. Oh my God, Vintage Player has left the session again. I feel bad for him, man. Indic Gamer has left the session as well. These people are desyncing in, sync. Quick Killer pitting, a very required pit stop. Let us not forget that Chip Schema still needs to pit. Quick Killer just getting done with that mandated pit stop. Meanwhile, Deadly Mosquito overtakes Quick Killer. URL Pradeep ideally should come out ahead of Quick Killer. And Quick Killer should come out ahead of Vintage Player. I think that should be an ideal strategy. If, Quick Killer was ahead of Vintage Player and he comes out ahead of Vintage Player. Yes, he does. Quite a bit far ahead. Okay, let's look at something interesting. The gap from Chip Schema to Quick Killer is 21 seconds at this point, and it will only come down. I think the pit stop time is 22 seconds, 23 seconds. So as it stands, Quick Killer has been successfully able to undercut Chip Schema. I don't think that's good news for Chip Schema. Meanwhile, Easy Level Bot has lost a lot. He just overtook Vintage Player. Granted that Vintage was AI, but he is still far behind Chip Schema. It's still a battle between Quick Killer and Chip Schema. I think Quick Killer made a very good pit call. He was not able to overtake Chip Schema for so long. Maybe by pitting was the only way. And Chip Schema has pit. The leader has pit. Deadly Mosquito has pit as well. Will URL Pradeep pit? Should be interesting. URL Pradeep chooses to stay out. Meanwhile, Quick Killer coming around the final corner, and he overtakes Chip Schema by a huge margin, I must say. Chips. Both of you are on press stops, Chips. This is not good news. Now it's up to Chip Schema to battle. Oh my God, Chip Schema and Easy Level Bot battling out of the pits. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe Easy Level Bot did pull something through. I feel for Chip Schema, who was leading the race at one point and now is net P3. I don't know what's gonna happen. Is Chip Schema gonna be fast enough? Only time will tell. All of them are almost on the same set of tires, and Chip Schema makes a move on it's side by side. I'm sorry, I can't even talk that fast. Easy Level Bot, brilliant defending, brilliant racing, clean racing, manages to keep ahead. Almost going side by side into the S's. Chip Schema decides not to. Easy Level Bot pushing. You can see Vintage Player's AI in the background. Pradeep, you were all obviously supposed to lose that place. There's no way fresh softs would be slower than 18 lap all mediums. I think it's very, very good for Pradeep, since if he does pit, he will only... I don't get the gaps. I'm really sorry. I can't see the gaps. All I can tell you is Pradeep is going for a very ballsy strategy. He's going to have the freshest softs at the end, but he's also going to lose the most positions. Chip schema right on the back of Easy. Getting DRS, a very easy overtake, I would say. Easy overtake on easy level bot. Sorry for the pun. But yeah, Pradeep meanwhile is out of 1 second range for quick killer. Chip schema, I think Chip schema really suffered because of that 5 second. Having to lose that many positions and having to battle with easy level bot. But he sets purple first sector if the game tells me the truth. I can't really say this game. Um, that's been a tiring comment. It's tiring to do comments alone, I would say. I think someone needs an invite, so I'm just gonna send one out. I am really sorry, viewers. I am really sorry if I miss something. It's an old message, but I still think it's my duty to send out an invite. I apparently can't. It's the game's not letting me send an invite. That's pretty weird. Anyway, back on topic. I think Quick Killer has it in the bag if he does not mess up. Touch wood. Quick Killer, I am trying not to give you the commentator's cards, but obviously Pradeep is gonna get overtaken by Chip Schema in like a lap. Easy level bot is slowing down. It's not good for easy level bot. Oh, Chip Schema not even waiting for the DRS zone, getting Pradeep before the S's. Easy level bot is, I think, slower pace wise as compared to Chip Schema, which is why he has lost so much time. He is getting that time to Pradeep, but Chip Schema has run away. It's up to Chip Schema, in 7 laps, can he chase down Quick Killer? Meanwhile, I think it's going to be a fight for P9 for Sid Venkatesh and Smith Shah. Smith Shah obviously having the superior tire compound and tire life. Deadly Mosquito should be getting this position on Vintage Player. I can't say really. Chip Schema inching closer to Quick Killer. 4 seconds in 6 laps. Will the number of laps run out before Chip Schema or Merc catch the Haas? Let's see. Easy level bot meanwhile has overtaken URL Pradeep. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. Smith Shah. Smith Shah is out of the points. That's sad to see. And that's a very, least to say, interesting pit entry. I honestly don't know what to say. I think that's a very bossy move from Indic Gamer, to get the fastest lap and then just leave the session. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I think that's cool. Also, Smith Shah has left the session. So that's definitely a rage quit. That doesn't look good, Smith Shah. Anyway, Chip Schema gained like 0.3 seconds on Quick Killer in the past lap or so. I don't know, man. It seems like unless and until Quick Killer is gonna make a huge mistake, there's no way Chip Schema is catching him. They have similar tire life, Oh wait, Chips just gained like half a second while I was saying that Quick Killer has to make a mistake. I think Quick Killer did just make a mistake. I have to try. to give invites. I'm really sorry. I don't think there's much happening in the race, but oh yeah, it says an error has occurred. Whoever's watching the stream, I'm really sorry. I just can't seem to invite you. Um, I, it really sucks. There's another yellow flag. That is indeed, I think, Pradeep. I don't know. Maybe that was Vintage's AI. Hard to say. Meanwhile, Chips is bringing down the gap. The gap is down to 3.2 seconds, 3.3 seconds. At the start of lap 30, it was 4.3 seconds. In 2 laps, Chip Schema has only managed to gain a second. It is not enough. It is definitely not enough. 3 seconds in 4 laps. It's doable, but you know, obviously, Quick Killer, he is dominating. Quick Killer has not made a lot of mistakes here, and maybe that slight edge is gonna get him the win. Meanwhile, Abdul Samad within DRS range of Vintage Players AI. The gap consistently seems to be coming down. Now the gap between Quick Killer and Chip Schema is 2.9 seconds. Vintage Players AI has been overtaken by Abdul Samad. Abdul Samad going for a good top 5, maybe a top 6 finish, depending on the penalties. Oh, Pradeep and Abdul have the same amount of penalties, sadly. Meanwhile, I think the gap between, as it stands, Deadly Mosquito stands to lose 2 positions. That's interesting. 9 second not faring well for him. And everyone that is present here is gonna score points. There's not a lot happening, honestly. Vintage Players AI might attempt to move on Abdul Samad. I don't know, that's just a bit funny to me. Abdul Samad catching up to URL Pradeep. If somehow Abdul Samad manages to overtake Pradeep in the next 3 laps, then he is guaranteed a P4 finish. I would love to see Abdul Samad on the podium, but you know what they say, can't always get what you wish for. Meanwhile, I just see Pradeep going wide. That's caught on stream, Pradeep. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Deadly Mosquito pulling a gap on Pradeep, actually. Deadly Mosquito has managed to get over a 9 second lead on Pradeep. That's great news, actually. And Abdul Samad might just make a move on Pradeep. Meanwhile, Chip Schema not able to put a dent in Quick Killer's lead. Abdul Samad is running low on ERS, but he has DRS, and DRS is enough. That's a clean move even before the braking zone. Abdul Samad, come on, man. Just run, just push. You can get P4. Let's see. So, as it stands, Quick Killer should win this race. Chip Schema should be P2, Easy Level Bot should be P3. Deadly Mosquito pending stores inquiry should move down to P6, maybe P5. Depends on, you know, how fast Abdul and Pradeep can catch him. But Deadly Mosquito is one fast guy. I don't know if Abdul can match that pace. Only time will tell. Okay, so second last lap, penultimate lap. Chip Schema 2 seconds from Quick Killer. Running low on ERS. I saw that light blinking. The question is, I can't see if Quick Killer's light is blinking. I would be very, very interested to see what the ERS situation with Quick Killer is. Yes, indeed, his light is blinking. Chip Schema 1.9 seconds, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. I'm really sorry. 2 seconds. Meanwhile, Pradeep within a second of Abdul Samad. Abdul Samad just not able to catch up to Deadly Mosquito. Easy Level Bot not fast enough to keep up with the top 2. I would have liked to see, you know, a 3-way battle for the win. Sadly, we're not even getting a two-way battle. I guess it's a commendable drive from all the drivers that managed to finish. Abdul Samad has been overtaken, sadly. Oh, that's a very good switchback from Abdul Samad. I just got it, thankfully. Uh, Anyway, back to Chip Schema, who's 1.5 seconds, 1.4 seconds, but 1.3 seconds, but still not enough. Still not in the DRS range. Last lap, can Chip Schema in one lap gain 1.3 seconds and overtake? I don't know, as they say, it's one thing to overtake, catch, and it's one thing to overtake. Thankfully, Indic Gamer, who is quite close to the leader, did not come to being lapped. So, oh, Chip Schema. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, Pradeep is over a second behind. He does not have DRS over Abdul Samad. I really think Pradeep and Abdul should have worked together and tried to catch Deadly Mosquito. But, who am I to say? Um, Chips. Barely out of the DRS range. Not even. This was the last DRS zone that Chips might have had access to. Last lap, coming around, entering the third sector. Quick Killer is in the lead. Chip Schema is barely under the second, but it's not enough. Quick Killer just did that little bit more effort. He just did slightly more, and he gets the win. Coming across the line, Quick Killer, Chip Schema. That's an easy level bot, I think. Easy level bot rounding up our podium, who's coming around the final corner. I don't think anything can stop him from getting this podium, and that's a podium for easy level bot. So the finishing order, I will just wait for everyone to cross the line. I think the field was so far spread that by the time the lead enters the second sector, that's when Indic Gamer is gonna cross. Oh, Indic Gamer is not even gonna cross the finish line. Let's see. Abdul Samad does manage to get that P5, not P4 though, sadly. Vintage players AI get P7, so pending towards inquiry. Abhi gets P8, Sid Venkatesh gets P9, and Indic Gamer pending towards inquiry gets P10. So, let's see. Driver of the day, Abdul Samad. I would say that was a well-deserved driver of the day. The game can be right some days. I did see that guy pulling good moves. He was consistent. He did well. I'm happy for him. And that's a celebration I haven't seen. That's a cool celebration, Quick Killer, I must say. So I will just add. So I'll just go through the final grid. Quick Killer, Chip Schema, Easy Level Bot, Deadly Mosquito, Abdul Samad, Pradeep, Vintage Player, Abhi, Sid Venkatesh, Indic Gamer. That's our finishing and our top 10. Okay, so let me just take a screenshot of, for official purposes. Anyway, moving on. I will be adding these guys to the party so that we can go ahead with the podium interviews. So it was Chip Schema, Easy Level Bot, and Quick Killer. I can't seem to add Quick Killer for some reason. I don't know what the issue is. Really sorry that you have to see this stream. It's just important to get all the podium sitters here. I think it's really shitty if someone's offline and then you have to look for them. Also, the PS4 can be a bit slow, I must say. Just waiting for people to join. Okay, so sorry, I was just, handling some logistics. Just a second, stream. Yes, all the podium sitters have been invited. I request the podium sitters to join the party. Yes, okay, Quick Killer is here as well. I'm just waiting on, yeah, Chips is here as well. Okay, so easy, let's start with you. P3, what an amazing drive. It was a good comeback, and it just seemed like I have a question for you. Like, you had good tires. It wasn't like, your tire age was too far off Chip Schema or Quick Killer. What happened towards the end? You were like 10 seconds off Chip Schema. Yeah. Um, I guess that's something that we can't really say. There's a lot of buts and ifs. Anyway, do you have anything to say about the sprint race since we weren't able to stream the sprint race?
Race had a mega start on those mediums.
Okay.
I had a really struggling start, but overall good race. I'm happy. I started.
Yeah,
the
it was a
event
good
off
race,
well,
I
and
think.
these guys were a pace apart. Not they don't belong to this tier.
I am sure that's not true. I'm sure, maybe they just practiced a bit too much. Stop
Possibly, yeah,
sweating,
maybe.
guys. Oh, come on.
I
Just
also
don't make us feel bad. Okay, so Chip Schema. Congratulations on the
yes.
P2, man. Amazing drive from you. I was actually pretty skeptical considering the gap, and you weren't really making a lot of inroads till like lap 33. And I think around lap 33 is when you started, cutting into the lead and actually getting close. So run me through the final, like maybe after the final pit stop when you were right close, right by Easy Level Bot.
So my I think my race started and ended with a penalty.
Yeah.
So I was. The thing was that the safety car just came up and I kept getting that warning for Delta, so I couldn't see my distance to the pit lane entry.
Ah.
And because of that, I think I might have exceeded it by say 2-3 kph, but I got a 5 sec nonetheless. I had to contend with that the entire race. But and apart from that, though, I think I had a decent strategy. I had the right strategy today, I feel, but of course 5 seconds took away my a potential chance at a win. I'm not saying it was certainly a chance at a win because Quick Killer is quick.
Yes,
That's the start and end of it, and of course,
Yeah,
Arey,
but
but
Chips
we'll
was
get to that, we'll
mega
get to that,
fast
guys.
on his final start.
Guys,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
have a civil podium interview, one by one.
So I think, did you catch the battle between me and him on whatever lap 26, 25, something like
I'll be
that?
honest with you. There was a lot happening, and I was just as soon as see, you guys weren't doing anything for a long time, and as soon as I switched to someone else, you guys just exchanged places. I did catch
Yes.
some of it. I did catch some of it. What I did not catch, I was going to ask Quick Killer that, but I'll ask you as well. What happened between you, Vintage, and Quick Killer? I think it was around the first turn. Quick Killer got wing damage before the first safety car.
Even I got wing damage. I have absolutely no idea what's happened because yeah, you can go ahead, Quick Killer. Tell what happened. I have no idea. अच्छा ठीक है. So I don't know. I'm leading into turn one. I'm on the left side, and I can, of course, see that both of them are coming at a very high speed with DRS. So I leave the door open. I don't know. I think Vintage made a dive. Yeah, for Vintage car that he kept getting disconnected during the
Yeah.
race. So I don't know. Maybe if he got disconnected or something. But I felt a big hit on my right hand side of the car, and then I'm seeing that Quick Killer is, I think he spun, या फिर I don't know क्या हुआ था, he was some 5 seconds behind.
Yeah.
And I think even this guy Vintage had damage.
Yeah.
And that was the same lap that we had the safety car.
Yeah. No. It was the lap after that, because I remember Quick Killer getting damaged, then pitting, and as soon as he came out of the pits, the safety car came out.
अच्छा ऐसा था क्या?
I think
it
it's
was
something
the
like
lap.
that.
No, I'll tell you what happened. Yeah.
Oh, the
exactly.
same lap.
So our damage, front wing damage, the time we would have lost got nullified thanks to the safety car.
Yeah. I guess that's good.
And apart from that, well, I had a very, very good battle with Quick Killer. So I'm surprised that sans any DRS. Without any DRS, we were able to jockey around a bit.
Yeah,
But in
I
the
was
end-
focusing on the main straight. I was like, yeah, they're gonna battle on the main straight, but the main straight was not where any of the action was happening.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
that was
from-
true throughout the race. Like, a lot of people were battling through the second sector.
Yeah, turn one, I think it was from turn one till the end of about sector one, we had a very, very nice side-by-side moment. And that was,
I think I
that
did
was
catch
possibly
some
the
of that.
highlight of my race.
I did
And
catch a lot of places where Quick Killer was right behind you, and I think that was a very clean and respectable battle from both of you. And I think you should be really proud of that battle.
I am, and of course, in the end, I was gaining at a rapid rate, but there's no guarantee I would have got the win. So,
Yeah.
props to Quick Killer and Easy Level Bot also well done.
Yeah,
And-
but congratulations on the P2, man. Definitely, you know.
Thank you.
Anyway, Quick Killer, our Haas driver. So, how do you feel right now with the win? Boring.
Push to tier one.
I'm sure it wasn't boring for other people. Yeah.
I think the LOS Challenger series demands these two challenge each other for a last to first.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah,
you say
look at
we're
the
gonna start
confidence.
last.
See, that is all the reason why
See,
I'm saying to
all
tier
I'm gonna
one.
say, if I'm not commentating, I can't guarantee either of you finishing the race. So I can challenge you. Anyway. Yeah. Uh, what happened from your perspective? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I think like it's very important to remember that when you're using DRS and ERS together on a long straight, you're supposed to brake considerably before the, racing line tells you to. And Vintage might have missed that.
Possibly. How were you running
good
more
race.
aero, man? You're running same. Exactly same 10-8 aero. But you are seriously quick. Who's been winning the past few races, man?
Both of
Tell
you
me
are
who's
Okay,
going
okay.
to
This has
win.
become a praise fest. I think it was amazing racing from both of you.
But yeah,
And
anyways.
yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Let's see next week. Next week should be fun if you're doing a Last to First. Congratulations to all the podium sitters and thank you for the last to some. It's gotta be first. Come on, man. Anyway. Ah. Okay, guys. Let me just close the stream. One sec. So yeah, thank you viewers for tuning in. We will see you next week, same time Saturday.